Hello from Chinese.com. This is Mak Jo Si. So after our video on the egg and rice and soy sauce, that kind of stuff, now we'll move on to the second dish, which start about the same. We still need the rice, and now we're going to use the rice that you cannot finish, or maybe you could just like cook a bit more, and then now we'll use that rice to make fried rice. But then, the typical fried rice is like Chinese style, and not everyone likes it. Not everyone, can buy the ingredients, whatever. So we'll use something more Canadian right here, since I'm in Canada. So let's go. Okay, guys. That's right. This is bacon. So we'll do bacon fried rice. Okay, as simple as it is. Okay, this video is meant for those who never cooked anything before, so it's a very basic thing, and we will use bacon. And yeah, so if you look at the bacon, it doesn't say that the bacon is less sodium, so you're supposed to like expect it to be salty. So we don't use a lot of salt in the fried rice. And of course, to cut, you need scissor and a very good knife. Okay, bacon will stick, and after we cut it, we can store up the bacon and use a bit of it today. So okay, so it is best to cut the bacon by doing half. Okay, half like this, and then you cut this into 2 or 3 sections, so you can save up the little bit and portion for later use if you like this kind of style. But if you like, you can save a few long strips for whatever you like. So here you see we pre-cut them and put them in a Ziploc box. Okay, make sure they are stored properly inside the fridge. And if you want them to last longer without being spoiled, better store them at near the back of the fridge. Okay, so after we're done with all these cutting, you see how fast it is, right? We can leave 1 column or so, 1.5 column like that for the fried rice. If we don't have a lot of rice, you don't need a lot of bacon. Okay, so basically I say today our portion is about that. It's pretty good. For the other stuff, you save it inside the fridge. Okay guys, so yeah, to store things, to cut the bacon, since we're doing fried rice, you don't want like huge pieces of bacon, so you cut them even smaller. If your knife is not slicing the bacon well, you need to sharpen your knife. Okay, so you see very small pieces of bacon like that, and what you do is you have to split them up. If you don't split up the bacon, it's going to give you a hard time when you want to put it inside the pan later on. We need rice, and personal preference. Okay, we eat Korean or Japanese rice, and then you can store the bag inside a bucket like this, which is easier to scoop up. And your rice cooker will come with a cup. So usually we measure by using this cup. And usually 1 rice bowl, which is like that. Okay, 1 rice bowl is equals to this. Okay, about half a cup here is equals to 2. Okay, about like that. So sorry, that's 1 cup. Okay, 1 bowl of rice. So today we'll cook 2 bowls of rice like this. Okay. Like that. Okay, so first we take the rice and put it inside the rice cooker bowl. As you can see, a rice cooker is very important. You cannot cook rice without a rice cooker. It's very hard. So it comes with this thing. Remember, do not use metal on this. You need to take care of that. Now we'll put the rice in. I'm putting 1 cup and a little bit more. That's 1.5 cup. Okay guys, so here we'll wash the rice, and it's very important to wash the rice properly. So first you use cold water, remember cold water, and then when you shake it around, you see the water is kind of milky. That means the rice is not ready. So you stir the rice around with your hand, you squeeze and wash it. Okay? Make sure your hand is clean also. And now you see the water is all milky, right? So you pour that out slowly. And then you can rinse it one more time. Make sure it's clean. Now run your water on slow and go by the edge here, so that you don't touch the rice to stir up the milky stuff. Okay, there we go. And here, inside your rice cooker bowl or whatever, okay, there are markings right here. Okay, not sure if yours have, but mine does. Okay, so you just basically reduce the water to the level you need. It's the best way to cook rice is to cook with cold water, and also you can put a little bit more water than you need. Okay, right now I'm at the 1.6 cup marking. Good. Now we'll put this into the rice cooker. As easy as it is, go like that. Remember to plug your rice cooker. Okay guys, so here we'll start to fry rice. To fry the rice, you need egg. So here we'll use about 1 cup portion of rice, and we need a little bigger container, and we need 2 eggs. So crack the eggs, crack them in, and make sure you don't go too rough and have the eggshell inside. Now use a chopstick or something, okay, slant it and beat that thing up. Okay, the key here is that you should be a bit gentle and make sure that you don't always beat it up like hitting onto the plastic thing. You try to not contact with the container is the best. And when we beat the thing up, you see bubbles, and that means the egg is ready to use for use. So make sure there's a little bit of bubble. A bit faster. As you can hear the sound, okay, egg beating is not really that simple. Anyway, so here we need a bit of salt, a tiny pinch of salt. It actually really changed the properties of the egg too. Now we'll take the rice that we have before. Remember, if you have rice from like a day before or so, you need to put the rice out to get it to room temperature before putting inside here. But it's like I find it the best way is to cook fresh rice and then put it inside here. Okay. If you have too little rice, then you need 1 egg. But here I'm using 2 eggs. An egg is very tasty, very nutritious, and easy to work with. It's one of the best things you can work with as a beginner to cooking. So now after the rice is inside the egg, you mix them well. Okay, mix the egg and rice so that everywhere is yellow in color. Okay, make sure that you mix well, but do not chop the rice. If you chop it, the rice is going to break down and get very gummy and melty. Okay? Very good. Okay, now the rice is all yellowish. Okay, so what we want to do now is go over to the pan, heat up the pan, and start to fry the rice. As you can see, we have a pan here, a little bit bigger pan than the first episode because we have rice, and most of you will want to put oil or something to get the pan to non-stick. Well, here we will use bacon, so you don't need any oil because bacon has oil. And remember that because we chop the bacon in tiny pieces. Okay, now the stove is turned on to medium heat, and you need to really spread out the bacon so that it's not going to pile up in stacks. Okay, distribute them well all around, all over the pan, the skillet, okay, like so. And we will use the grease on the bacon as oil so that the rice can absorb all the grease, okay, while you're cooking. And remember, we're trying to be as simple as possible in this cooking episode and not be fancy. So people who haven't cooked anything before can follow this and learn to start, you know. So you see the bacon is cooking, and you hear the sound when it's trying to go like that. You take a chopstick, because chopstick is wood, it will not harm the Teflon coating. If you use something like a fork or something to use it on the Teflon surface, it will scratch, and eventually you will screw up your pan. So you use wood, okay, here to flip every single pieces of bacon one by one. Now this process is the most annoying process for most newbies because they are not patient, and actually it really does make a big difference if you flip them one by one, because instead of just flipping it all at once with a fancy technique, here you're giving them time to cook while you also flip them one by one. If you remember the order, which one you put in first, then you flip the one that you put in first, so that it gives them time for the later one to cook a little bit first, and before you actually flip them. So this is very fun if you think about it. It's about timing, time management, and really do require some patience to cook it well. Okay, you can see the bacon start to curl on the edge, which means that they're starting to be cooked and ready to eat. So yeah, now the bacon is semi-cooked. We shift them all to one side, like this. Okay, we shift them all to one side, and you see all the grease and oil inside the pan, right? So we tilt the pan the other way and let the grease go down a little bit. And you see all that bacon grease, the good stuff coming in, right? That is the Canadian, America, whatever way of eating. Now we have the rice with egg, so you put them all inside, and this process then is critical. You must fry the rice in order to make them not be like a pudding. Okay, so you spread it out, and also remember, push the bacon aside so that the bacon don't get overcooked. And now your rice is all distributed like this. Turn the heat on higher, a little bit higher. Turn the heat a little bit higher up. Okay, so it actually dries up the rice faster. And here we have another thingy for flipping and cooking the rice. Okay, so you keep spreading it out lightly like that, and make sure you see the bacon is all around here. Okay, you shift the pan a little bit forward so that the bacon is not directly above the heat. So we're just cooking this part and avoiding heat over here. Okay, that actually will ensure your bacon do not get overcooked. And also you can flip the bacon a bit here. Okay? And during this process, we add a tiny pinch of salt all around. Okay, salt, no soy sauce. Okay, soy sauce is liquid, and you will make it even more watery. That's not good. A pinch of sugar, sugar is important. Sugar more than salt. Okay, a little bit of salt here. We have salt from the bacon. We don't have enough sugar. Okay, saltiness and sweet is the balance. You need to make sure that it balances well. Now dig up the rice, flip them, flip it. Okay. You see the rice is actually getting solidified and fried. Okay. You see, some rice here is starting to get a tiny bit of brownish. It's fine. That's tasty stuff. Now we break up the rice here, and so the rice becomes a bit drier. And you see all the the bottom, all the grease is gone. It's onto the rice. See, your rice absorb the egg and rice absorb the watery stuff, the oily stuff, and so it's not greasy now. Now you mix the bacon and the rice together like this and spread it out again. If you like, during this stage, if you like, you can add stuff like like you can boil some frozen vegetable, boil them, filter, drain the water, and then add them in this stage. But if you like it plain, we'll eat it plain like this. Okay. Now keep frying and flipping. Do not let your rice sit down for a long time. Okay. If your rice sit there for a long time, it will get overcooked and stick to the pan. So yeah, keep doing this flipping motion. Okay. Remember that the rice, the fried rice, the key point is that you need to use a bit higher heat right now, and also break up the rice from time to time so that it will not stick together. Now we'll add a little bit of salt, a bit more salt and sugar, since you already stirred it. Okay, sugar. There we go. Now mix again, and that should be our final. It's super easy. Mix well and cook clean. Do not like have things all over the place, you know. Control the pan with one hand. Tilt it one way and the other. Keep flipping and the rice will get dried up and stuff. So okay, now you can see the rice is all scattered and dried, right? They're not in putty format, right? Very well. Okay, now we'll need a container to put this on. Okay, but it's okay, you can use anything. Final stage, stir, turn off the stove, and we'll put this into the little container or bowl, whatever you call that. Oh, that's a lot of rice. Okay. You can see the rice actually it's all separated and very, very well done. Okay. Now I'll just put a few inside a bowl and I eat it. I'll prefer chopsticks. Wow, amazing. Okay, the rice feels, every grain of rice is separated. They are not glued together. And the most important thing is, some rice are soft, some rice are crispy from the frying. So it makes them very rich in texture. The rice is also not greasy. It's not liquid, not greasy, dry. The egg taste there is super, super good. Bacon. The egg did not take away the bacon flavor. The bacon flavor is there, but the saltiness from the bacon, like the over saltiness, all goes to the rice and balance it out all the way. So, wow, this is like the best fried rice you can eat. One more bacon. So good. Okay, I can tell you that the bacon, when I just cook this bacon separately, the bacon actually feels very salty. But right now, the rice balance the saltiness out and use it as salt and oil, like the grease. So actually, it's a very smart way to cook and distribute all that overkilling saltiness to the rice, over the rice and the egg and whatever. So it really a very smart way of cooking to utilize the salt and the grease and all that flavor from the egg, everything combined to a very fantastic dish. So here we go, a dish that anyone can do in a very short time. It's super amazing, let me tell you. If you like, you always put more bacon, frozen corn, peas, stuff like that, whatever, easy stuff for beginners. And the fried rice is basically very nice. Avoid putting liquid, okay? Why I say no soy sauce beside the salt is because soy sauce will make the whole dish become very watery. And while you fry it, the watery becomes like it makes your life so difficult to make the fried rice not stick together. So you need to actually cook it with less watery stuff. So if you have like frozen vegetables, okay, you boil them in another pot, and then you have to drain them out completely, and then put them in while like after you put in the rice, and then fry them together. So that will avoid the watery issue. Ooh, this is so good. And also one little tip here, to taste this dish the best way is to drink water. Plain water, cold, warm, hot, whatever, plain water. Okay, no juice, no tea, no coffee, no pops. Okay, just plain water will make you and force you to learn how to taste properly. If you don't taste properly, you cannot enjoy the egg, the bacon, and the rice. Simple food, very, very complex taste in between each grains of rice. If you can taste properly, you'll enjoy this to the maximum potential, just like I do right now. So thank you for watching. Remember to subscribe and like, and see you later. Let me know how you like my cooking video. If you like it, maybe we'll make more. Okay, bye bye.